aspirants. I welcome you all on behalf of EDEN IAS. Friends, today I will talk about the Union Public Service Commission's Civil Services Examination, which is perhaps the most competitive examination in this country and undoubtedly the most prestigious one. Now, whenever aspirants think of this examination or its preparation, their mind is filled with apprehensions. Apprehensions of various kind and different degrees, like, am I good enough for this examination? Is the time that is at my hand sufficient for this examination? And various questions of similar kinds. All of these create a kind of effect in and around the aspirants, you can say, ecosystem, which doesn't help in sustaining the zeal which he or she might have developed in the initial phase regarding this examination. So putting it very simply, what I want to say is that many people think that we should try for this examination, but they do not understand how to start or how to make that first step. Now, making the first step is perhaps the most crucial thing to do in anything. Now, suppose you are going from point A to B, and point A to B has a particular path. And if you take a step which takes you away from point B as your initial step, then either you have to change your path somewhere in between, amidst, or you will be going away from the point B, which is your goal. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to take that first step. The first step is the biggest step. So that first step should be a perfect step. Now, this is very difficult to understand that what is a perfect step. And let me be very fair to you, there is no set pattern that we would say that this step or this methodology is the best step or the best methodology. Because few things work for few aspirants, whereas other things work for other aspirants. Every aspirant is unique, but definitely there can be some commonality that you can just identify in preparation of most of the aspirants. And today, in this course of say 25-30 minutes of this interaction, I would try to talk about those common features which every aspirant should keep in mind, whoever thinks of preparing for this examination. So let us understand them. So the first thing which I want to make clear to all of you is this. The syllabus. The syllabus is the key for this examination. Now, many times what happens is aspirants, they read a lot of books, they do attend a lot of classes, they make a lot of notes, but they are ignorant about the syllabus. And when you are ignorant about the syllabus, that's the most dangerous thing that can happen to you during your examination. So the first and the foremost thing is to make yourself aware of the syllabus. मतलब syllabus में किस subject में क्या topics हैं, ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. So that is the first and the most important thing. Now, when you look at the syllabus is not always logically arranged. What do I mean by that? Like, for example, look at GS paper 1. In GS paper 1, there is a topic called society, whereas in GS paper 2, there is a topic called social justice. Now, to any sane mind, and you can just relate to that, can we separate society, social problems and social justice? They are interlinked. There is a strong interconnection between them, and therefore to put them separately in two papers, say GS1 which deals with society and GS2 which deals with social justice, doesn't look logical. So first thing is, not only you have to get yourself, you have to create that awareness about all the topics that are included under various subjects, but also you must develop this art of logically connecting topics that are included under different subject heads. How that will occur to you? That will occur to you only when you see the syllabus very diligently and you look at the questions that have been asked in the UPSC examination, especially after the year 2013, because 2013 is the year when the syllabus was amended. So you look after that and you will see that UPSC, though in the syllabus that it has offered to you, has created this compartmentalization, but in the examination hall, UPSC itself doesn't respect this compartmentalization and crisscrosses among disciplines and among subjects to create a quality question. This is the first thing. Now students, what they do, that they read GS paper 1, GS paper 2, but they do not work on this interlinking of various topics. Like for example, can you think UPSC once asked that most of the battles were fought in Panipat? Like the first battle of Panipat, second battle, third battle and all. Most of the battles were fought at Panipat. Why they were not fought at Sonipat, or why they were not fought at Meerut? So there is a geographical reasoning behind it. But the question was asked under the subject head of history. So if you cannot link your history with your geography, then such kind of questions would become very difficult for you, especially in that given time frame. That is what my first point for you people is, that you must get aware with the different topics of the syllabus, and you must interlink different topics under different subjects. Not only interlinking is enough, but also you must develop the art of application. Like for example, under GS paper 3, under science and technology, that head, you will get many kind of things like robotics or biotechnology, nanotechnology. Gone are those days when UPSC will simply ask you what are the features of nanotechnology or what are the features of biotechnology and all. They would relate biotechnology for, say, for example, something like, say, genetically modified crops and its impact on agricultural income and ecological sustainability. Agricultural income. Agriculture is a topic mentioned in GS paper 3. Similarly, environment is also a topic mentioned under GS paper 3. So you must understand all of that. Simply, for example, you know about the right to information, right to education and all those kind of enactments. They not only creates a right-based governance, which is a part of your GS paper 2, but they also create a kind of ethical dimensions which are covered under GS paper 4. For example, to create a good society which follows all the norms and laws, the children should be at least aware and educated. So right to education also has some ethical connotations which we must understand, and that we will understand only when we will be able to link topics and interlink topics. The topics are huge and the subjects are many, and in this short time frame I may not be able to deal with every topic and how they are interlinked, but I hope that the idea is clear what I wanted to say, that different topics that may be included under different subjects might not be so separate as UPSC must be projecting it. UPSC respect that separation when it created the syllabus, but not in the examination hall. UPSC in the examination hall just crisscrosses between subjects to create a good question, and unless you have read in that manner, you will not be able to answer that question. So this is the first point which I wanted to say. Now, coming to the second point, that once you have seen the syllabus, you have seen the questions and you have matched the questions with the topics of the syllabus, at least you are aware of the examination, that what the examination is all about or what kind of questions are asked in this examination. Second is that how should I choose an optional? Now you see that the general studies paper or the essay paper, they are common for all. It is optional, or these two papers, your means optional paper 1 and optional paper 2, that creates the distinction. So choosing an optional becomes a very critical decision. You might do everything well in these papers, but if you have not chosen your optional appropriately, that might not bear the real fruit which you actually wanted to cultivate at that day. So what I want to say is that choosing an optional or the decision to choose an optional is perhaps the most critical decision. आप अपना optional कैसे तय करते हैं? Most of the time आप ये देखते हैं कि मेरा इंटरेस्ट है इस सब्जेक्ट में. आपने सुना होगा बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं मुझे बहुत इंटरेस्ट है इस सब्जेक्ट में इसलिए मैंने ऑप्शनल ले लिया. इट्स गुड. इंटरेस्ट इज परहैप्स द मोस्ट की इंग्रेडिएंट in taking the decision whether you want to go for a particular optional or not, but it is not the only factor. If interest is the only factor, then it is not a good decision. You have to look at other factors as well. Now what are these other factors? और क्या देखूं मैं? मुझे इंटरेस्ट है तो मैंने ले लिया. ऐसा नहीं होता हमेशा. आपको दूसरे फैक्टर्स भी सोचने पड़ेंगे. और वो दूसरे फैक्टर्स क्या हैं? पहला तो है रिसोर्स और रिसोर्सेस. You must know about, means there must be some sort of books, magazines, papers, journals, or a mentor who can be anyone like your teacher or your friend, your father, mother, brother, sister, anyone who can guide you regarding that subject, because the time is limited. Or even if that person is not guiding you, but at least he or she is providing an honest feedback regarding your progress in that subject. And when I say books, suppose you have great interest in a particular subject but there are no books available, and when I say books I mean good books. They are not available in the market, or there are no magazines, there are no say journals or papers regularly that are updated, and if you will not read them, you will not be abreast with the latest developments regarding the subject. And such kind of attitude like you purchase one book और आप उसे पढ़ लो और उससे सब कुछ हो जाएगा, that is not true for this examination. If that were true, the examination would lose its charm. The examination is so charming because of its dynamic nature, and because of its dynamic nature, it gives opportunity to everyone, especially those who are still in the college or who are still in their 12th standard and thinking of starting the examination, because an early start will make you more dynamic, because the theoretical things you will already cover in 2 years or 3 years time, but post that you can always work on these parts, the new developments regarding the subject, so that you can enrich yourself. So that is what you want to keep in mind. So resources, apart from interest, resources are very important. मतलब books है कि नहीं, कोई teacher है कि नहीं, या कोई आपका friend है कि नहीं, कोई senior है कि नहीं, या कोई magazine है कि नहीं, journal है कि नहीं, ये resources नहीं होंगे तो आप enrich नहीं कर पाओगे अपने आप को. The second thing is relevance. Now suppose this examination is very competitive, and when I say very competitive, because you are fighting with the best minds coming from all disciplines, and therefore you see one thing, that when you choose your optional, you should choose it in such a fashion that it doesn't create an extra burden. Like for example, everyone is reading a particular optional that is helping them in their GS papers or in essay writing, whereas your optional, though it helps, but it doesn't help to that degree. Are you understanding that? So if that doesn't help to that degree, then such optional is at least relatively less relevant when compared to the optionals of your competitors. So you must keep in mind कि resources तो हैं मेरे पास, interest भी है मुझे इस optional में, पर वो relevant है कि नहीं, वो मुझे GS 1, 2, 3, 4 में काम आता है, essay में काम आता है, ये आपको देखना पड़ेगा. क्या interview में उस optional से questions create हो सकते हैं, और क्या वो questions अगर create होते हैं उस optional से तो interview ज़्यादा मेरे control में रहेगा. ये छोटी छोटी बातें आपको आज से सोचनी चाहिए. So the second thing is relevance, and the third thing is reward. Now most of the people when they choose their optional, they only look at this first, कि selection होता है कि नहीं, number मिलते हैं कि नहीं, और अगर ऐसा होता है तो अगर उनको interest नहीं भी रहता है तो वो develop कर लेते हैं अपना interest. वो होता है, that's human nature. The moment you see some sort of reward, you get excited about that affair. So what you have to see is when these three things are intact, it means you have interest, there are resources, and the optional is relevant and you have worked really hard for this examination, then the rewards will come. And if you see that out of say the top 100 there are at least 10 or 15 from your optional, it means your optional is doing very good. It means it's a popular optional. And if people are taking that optional, it means that definitely it must be paying some reward. That's why it has become so popular. And when you go to a particular shop and you ask for a particular book and you get that book very readily, it means that book is in huge demand. It means that book must be giving some sort of reward to the students. This is nothing but common sense. But anyhow, what I'll say that still you should keep a reward somewhere in the background, because it will follow. It's like the shadow. Like if you walk towards the sun, the shadow will follow you. So it is just a shadow in your preparation. These are the three important things: the interest, whether you have in that optional, because you have to sustain with that subject over a period of time, at least for a year, and the year during which the examination will occur. There must be resources and it must be relevant, so that you do not overburden yourself. आप इतना ना काम बढ़ा लें अपना कि फिर आपको वक्त कम पड़ जाए. तो अगर ऐसा होता है तो वो एक बैड डिसीजन होगा. तो मैंने सिलेबस की बात की, आपसे ऑप्शनल की भी बात की. Third thing which I would like to say is with respect to daily practice. देखिए, कई बार ऐसा होता है कि जब हम पढ़ रहे हैं तो हमें लगता है कि ये सब कुछ ही इंपॉर्टेंट है और हम सारों का नोट्स बना लेते हैं. तो अगर मुझे सब कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट लगता है और मैं सबका नोट्स बना रहा हूं, तो मैं एक तरह का फोटोकॉपी मशीन हूं जिसने सारी बुक्स की फोटोकॉपी निकाली है और सारे पेपर्स, मैगजीन, सारी चीज़ों की फोटोकॉपी निकाल के रखी है. ऐसे पढ़ने से मुझे फ़ायदा नहीं होगा. आई हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट डेली प्रैक्टिस मीन्स क्वालिटी in my practice, so that I enrich myself qualitatively every day. अब उसका मतलब कैसा है? देखिए, pre is all about identification. Identification मतलब आपके सामने 4 options होंगे. You have to choose the best option, or you have to choose which is correct or which is incorrect. बस इससे ज़्यादा तो कुछ भी नहीं होता. मतलब आंसर आपके सामने है, आपको सिर्फ चूज करना है, ये आइडेंटिफाई करना है. So it's all about identification, whereas mains is all about expression. Mains has 2 sections, the written sections and the personality test. Personality test is your oral expression and is the expression of your personality, but the written main examination, civil services main examination, that is all about the expression of your knowledge. So how can you express yourself? Now if I ask you that write an application, and today if you write an application, it is human, you will find that you will create at least 4 or 5 drafts, because before you end up writing the correct application. So if writing say an application which you have written so many times in your life, still you create some drafts, how can you write the best answer in one shot? Even a good actor takes many retakes, because he is either not satisfied with his performance, or she is not satisfied with his performance, or has not given a performance up to his or her standard. That will happen to you, it's human. So daily practice बहुत ज़रूरी है. Like what? You have to write answers on a daily basis. Daily 3 to 4 answers you must write. And writing is not enough. You must get them evaluated, and evaluated by someone who can give you an honest feedback. Like most of the times what you can do is you can collect some friends and you can write among them, or if there is a mentor or there is a teacher who can do that for you, that's nothing like that, because he has seen or she has seen a number of aspirants preparing, so he or she at least has a greater experience with respect to answer writing. So you can do that, but that is not some necessity. What is necessary is writing on a daily basis. If you write on a daily basis and you get it evaluated, then nothing like it. Nothing like it, because every day through writing you will learn few things, and through questions you can learn many things. Like for example, Albert Einstein once said that asking good questions is half the learning. So if you can ask or understand good questions, these questions can be previous year's questions on UPSC, or these questions can be, say, some recent practice test kind of questions, but nevertheless keep writing those questions and get them evaluated, and not on a weekly basis, not on a monthly basis, daily basis. Daily work, when you do daily work, the huge work gets divided into small blocks. जैसे कि बताएं, अगर मैं आपको बोलूं कि एक इमारत खड़ी करनी है आपको, और रोज आपको जाकर एक पत्थर रखना है, ये टास्क 1 है, और टास्क 2 है कि कल के कल ही आप इमारत खड़ी करके दिखाएं मुझे, सारे पत्थर आप रख दें और आप एक बिल्डिंग बना लें. The second task is definitely more challenging, but putting one brick or one stone at a time not only gives you the opportunity to keep it in the best possible manner, but also it reduces your workload. इससे क्या होता है, जब आप डेली वर्क नहीं करते तो आपका बहुत इकट्ठा हो जाता है काम, और जब बहुत इकट्ठा हो जाता है काम, आप सबको किनारा कर देते हैं एक वक्त के बाद, और फिर आप डिप्रेशन में जाते हैं कि मैंने क्या किया, मैंने पढ़ाई नहीं की, या मैं तो मेहनत करता था, मुझे क्यों नहीं हुआ मेरा सिलेक्शन, बिकॉज यू आर द ओनली वन रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर इट. एंड जस्ट राइटिंग, जैसे कि समझ लीजिए एक कुएं का मेंढक होता है जो बस लिखा जा रहा है और उसे लगता है कि वो कर रहा है, अनलेस यू कंपेयर इट विद दोज हु विल कॉम्पीट विथ यू. That can be online comparison as well. There are so many opportunities like that. And if you can get evaluated, nothing like that. Because when you get it evaluated, you will get that necessary feedback, everything that is so necessary for you. Okay, so that is what I would talk about daily practice. So whatever you learn, you must apply that learning. And application can come only through resolving questions or answering questions, be it pre or mains. You should do that on a daily basis. You should get aware of the syllabus. You should have these things in mind: the interest, the resource, the relevance, and the reward while choosing an optional. You must practice daily so that you can track your progress in a more systematic fashion. और एक जो सबसे बड़ी बात कि करंट अफेयर्स हम ये कैसे करें, या न्यूज़पेपर कैसे पढ़ें. देखिए, न्यूज़पेपर में कुछ न्यूज़ तो ऐसे होते हैं जो टाइम वेस्ट है, जिसे पॉलिटिकल मसाला कह सकते हैं आप, तो आप उनको तो सीधे सीधे स्किप करते हैं. एक गोल्डन रूल आप बना सकते हैं कि आप एडिटोरियल्स पढ़ सकते हैं. और एडिटोरियल्स कैसे एडिटोरियल्स होंगे, कौन सी चीज़ आपको पढ़नी चाहिए, यहीं पर काम आता है आपका सिलेबस का अवेयरनेस. अगर आपको पता है कि विमेन एंड विमेन रिलेटेड इश्यूज पार्ट है किसी जीएस पेपर का, और अगर विमेन फेमिनाइजेशन ऑफ इंडियन एग्रीकल्चर इस पर एक आर्टिकल आया हुआ है, तो आप उसे पढ़ेंगे, बिकॉज यू आर वेरी मच अवेयर दैट दैट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ योर जीएस पेपर. सो हियर इज व्हाट मेक्स यू, गिव्स यू दैट एज वेयर यू कैन डिस्टिंग्विश what is important or what is relevant from what is not. Which newspaper to follow? There are many newspapers which you can follow. Gone are the days when you will think that there is only one particular newspaper and that you should follow. But there are different newspapers and different newspapers for different things. Like for example, like for social issues you can see the Hindu, for international relations you can see the Indian Express, for economic affairs you can see the Hindustan Times Mint or the Live Mint or something like that. So today in this digital age you have that liberty to switch from one newspaper to another newspaper. So you must pick choose that for which thing or which subject I must refer which newspaper. Though holding one newspaper as the basic newspaper and enriching it at times by some different newspaper is also not a bad idea. You can do that too. But when you read the editorials from different newspapers, your knowledge explodes, your knowledge expands, and you can create better answers. That is what my point is, that you must keep in mind कि newspaper हम पढ़ते तो हैं, पर हमें बहुत आसानी से पढ़ना चाहिए, और सारे जितना हम पढ़ सकें. The next thing is language. Now few feel that my language बीट देखिए, पहले तो मैं आपको ये बता दूं कि आप भले इंग्लिश में एग्जाम दे रहे हो या हिंदी में एग्जाम दे रहे हो, दैट इज नॉट एन इशू. But yeah, obviously you must keep in mind that the language, in whichever language you are giving the examination, you are apt in that language. Now I am not saying that you are excellent in that language. I am saying you must be apt in that language. मतलब अगर आप इंग्लिश में एग्जाम दे रहे हैं तो ज़रूरी नहीं आप शेक्सपियर जैसा लिखें. आपके जो आंसर्स हैं वो एक स्टूडेंट की तरह लगने चाहिए, एक स्कॉलर की तरह नहीं. तो आप जो भी लिख रहे हैं वो क्रिस्प होना चाहिए. What do I mean by this? It means there is non-ambiguity, or you can say that what you want to say is very clear to me, and whatever is there in the question, it is very clear to you. That is clarity in understanding. So whatever you are writing must be very clear, and you should not commit grave grammatical mistakes. Like you might have never seen a science book that uses bad grammar. You must have never come across such a book, or you might have not seen a history book that is not using proper tenses. That is something which is not expected from a graduate. But even if suppose you have not read a particular language in your school, but you have done your graduation in that language, you can switch to that language if you are apt with that language. It means you write simple English but correct English, and such English should be more in tune with the demand of the question rather than your ability to relate it to that particular language. Now, if you have a good language command, that is a jewel to have. Now that is an advantage. Every person has certain advantages. Like there must be some students who are excellent in CSAT. That's an advantage. So if you are good in English, you must work more on it so that you can write good answers. So language is important, but it is not a hindrance. मुश्किल नहीं है. अगर आप मेहनत करेंगे तो आप अच्छे वर्ड्स, अच्छे वोकैबुलरी आप क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, और वो धीरे धीरे हो जाएगा. अगर आप ये किताबें ही पढ़ते रहें तो होता रहता है, जैसे आप सुनते रहते हैं, you get enriched. You see, one more thing what I want to say is that when you have good vocabulary, आपको कम लिखना पड़ता है, क्योंकि एक वर्ड हो सकता है एक सेंटेंस का मीनिंग एनकैप्सुलेट कर ले अपने आप में. और क्योंकि आपका जो यूपीएससी पेपर होता है, जो मेंस पेपर होता है, उसमें एक स्पेस कॉन्स्ट्रेंट है और एक टाइम का भी कॉन्स्ट्रेंट है. तो इसलिए अगर आप अपनी वोकैबुलरी पर काम करेंगे तो आपको एक एडवांटेज मिलेगा. बस यही फायदा है. बट हाँ, ऐसा भी नहीं कि आप लैंग्वेज को लेकर बहुत ज़्यादा कंसर्न हो जाए. ये कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. बहुत आसान सी चीज़ है और वो हो जाता है वक्त के साथ. सो दिस इज व्हाट आई वांटेड टू से, दैट इवन इफ सी it doesn't matter that which medium you are appearing in, but definitely if you are well apt with the language which you have chosen as the medium of your examination, then it will be an advantage for you, especially because of the time constraint and the space constraint. And vocabulary definitely helps at any given point of time. Okay, now one thing is NCERT. How important is NCERT as I prepare for this examination? Now you see that NCERT is the basic building block over which your entire preparation should be built. NCERTs are books written by government and for the children. So if you read the NCERTs, the concepts would be very clear. बहुत बच्चों के लिए लिखी हुई किताबें हैं, तो बहुत सिंपल सा लैंग्वेज है और आसान भाषा में उन्होंने कॉम्प्लिकेटेड थिंग्स को समझाने की कोशिश की है. NCERT, इंडिया ईयर बुक, इकोनॉमिक्स सर्वे, these are indispensable for your examination. You cannot do away with them. Without reading these sources, the exam becomes really challenging. At least see, once you have read the India Year book, then later on successive editions doesn't add much on it, but at least you should read it once. Similarly, the same goes for economics survey. Economics, for example, is a very dynamic subject. And in such a dynamic subject, you must keep yourself abreast with the latest developments. An economic survey is government's authoritative word on the present economic situation of the country that is laid in the parliament. तो इससे ज़्यादा अथॉरिटेटिव और क्या हो सकता है यूपीएससी के लिए? यूपीएससी उसे ही फॉलो करेगी जो भी इकोनॉमिक सर्वे का जो व्यू होगा, वो व्यू यूपीएससी हमेशा वेलकम करेगी, क्योंकि वो पार्लियामेंट में टेबल हो चुका है और वो एक ऑफिशियल लाइन ऑफ थॉट है इकोनॉमी को लेकर. It also helps you because economic survey helps you in creating a bureaucratic view of a particular economic topic. एक तो व्यू हो सकता है जो थोड़ा biased हो, पर biased व्यू आप इस एग्जामिनेशन में नहीं लिख सकते. जब जर्नलिस्ट लिखते हैं किसी पेपर में तो वो अपनी किसी इकोनॉमिक आइडियोलॉजी से इन्फ्लुएंस्ड होते हैं, तो वो अपना इकोनॉमिक आर्टिकल इस तरीके से लिखते हैं, लगता है कि किसी पर्टिकुलर आइडियोलॉजी को फेवर कर रहे हैं या डिसफेवर कर रहे हैं. बट इकोनॉमिक सर्वे इज रिटन इन अ ब्यूरोक्रेटिक मैनर. इट क्रिएट्स अ बैलेंस्ड व्यू. इट टेक्स ऑल एंगल्स. इट्स इनकैप्सुलेट्स एवरीथिंग एंड इट गिव्स यू अ वेरी ब्रिलियंट फॉडर over which you can create excellent answers. So that's why I'm saying NCERT भी वही काम करता है आपके लिए. NCERT बिल्कुल बेसिक से आपको ले जाता है. तो NCERT की बेसिक बुक्स को आप धीरे धीरे पढ़ें, पहली बार समझने की कोशिश करें और अप्लाई करें और इंटरलिंक करें, साथ सिलेबस रखें अपना और चेक करें कि इससे मिलता जुलता कोई क्वेश्चन कभी आया है क्या. ये सारी चीज़ें आप अगर देखेंगे तो आपको इससे भी बहुत ज़्यादा फायदा होगा. अच्छा, अब नोट्स कैसे बनाऊँ मैं? नोट्स मुझे बनाने भी चाहिए कि नहीं? इज इट अ वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम? देखें, एक तो बात यह है कि जो बुक में लिखा हुआ है अगर आप उसी को उतार रहे हैं, फोटोकॉपी कर रहे हैं, तो वैसे नोट्स बनाना मतलब टाइम वेस्ट करना. आपको ये समझना पड़ेगा कि आप उसका कोई एप्लीकेशन है तो उस पर आप नोट्स बनाएं, या करंट की कोई चीज़ है जो आप ऐड करना चाहते हैं उस पर आप नोट्स बनाएं, या कोई टॉपिक है जो एक से ज़्यादा बुक्स में कवर्ड है, एक से ज़्यादा सोर्सेस हैं उसके लिए, देन यू क्रिएट अ नोट्स फॉर इट. वो भी हो सकता है आपके लिए. और आप एक चीज़ और कर सकते हैं कि नोट्स अगर आपको बनाने भी हैं तो दैट शुड बी स्मॉल. इट शुड बी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ सिनॉप्सिस. Because if you write, suppose there is a 100 words article and you have made a notes of say 500 words, or you have created a summary of 500 words of 100 words, now you imagine that as the days pass by, there would be a huge stockpile of notes, especially with respect to current affairs, because that's happening every day. And when you will not be able to handle so much of things at any particular given point of time, you will just clear the load. So it would be really a waste effort from your side to invest so much of time and yet not benefiting from it. So it would be a wasteful endeavor. That's what I would say. So if you want to create notes, create in the fashion that it is application oriented, and when one thing is available in more than one sources, you create a note for that, or you summarize something very big in small. Then notes are essential and notes become handy. It must be a handy tool. It must not be a photocopy, or it must be in your own words, because that would also enrich your ability to write. Okay, so before I conclude, let me tell you that what the institution does for all these things. First is with respect to daily practice. We have a program called the STEPS program, in which you write 4 to 5 questions every day. It gets evaluated by the EDEN team of experts. Every day we present a best copy, a model answer. The best copy definitely can be yours as well, but the best copy gives you a relative understanding where your answer is with respect to the best answer, at least for that day. And when you get evaluation on a regular basis and feedbacks, you understand your weak points. और अगर मैं हर दिन आपको बोलूँ कि ये आपका weak point है, तो आप aware हो जाओगे उससे और आप उस पे काम करना शुरू कर दोगे. Similarly, a model answer also gives you that what is the ideal answer for this question. Now, model answer is very difficult, and no answer is model in the true sense of the term, because the context changes, or the ideology changes, or the variables change and something which is modeled to you might not be modeled to me. But nevertheless, you can say that becomes a referential frame against which you can compare other answers to some extent. So the exam is relative. You must be more focused on your mistakes. You must learn from the model answers and see what the best copy contains for that day which is missing in your examination or in your writing. On that a daily basis, when you get that on daily basis, it creates a revolution in your writing. Anyhow, so these are the few basic things which I wanted to talk. Regarding your preparation, one thing you must keep in mind that this examination is very simple examination. It's a very easy examination. Only thing that will help you crack this examination is a good strategy. And if you keep these things in mind, these are very basic things, they are rudimentary things that you must be aware of. And if you are aware of the syllabus, you have chosen your optional correctly, you have managed your time correctly, you have done the current affairs part, newspaper reading correctly, and you have practiced daily, I don't think there is anything that will stop you in this examination. And if your language is not up to the mark, you can definitely work on it, because there is nothing more stronger than the will of a man. If a man decides that I will do it, no one can stop that person. One last thing before I leave is that if some of you might be working and yet thinking of preparing for this examination, and you must be very much say apprehensive or conscious about how to manage time or how to create that window in which you can do the preparation. Now let me tell you, if you follow a good routine every day and learn in a qualitative fashion, the quantum, it means the number of hours, doesn't matter. It means how many or how much do you learn every second, not only through your books but through your understanding, comprehension, application, interlinkages, and your interaction with fellow aspirants. So if you are working, don't think that that's a hindrance. In fact, that's an advantage. That's an advantage for you, because if you are working, your personality is improving every day, and that's a very important part for this examination. Also, it creates a good impression that you were working and yet you have prepared. So it shows a kind of progressive attitude that you have. Only thing is, if you think that देखो अगर मुश्किल है तो वो सबके लिए है, आप ही अकेले नहीं हैं, बहुत सारे हैं. बट अगर आप ये ठान लें अपने अंदर कि आप ये कर सकते हैं, तो कोई आपसे वो चीज़ अलग नहीं कर सकता. पर अगर आप खुद ही डरते हैं, आपको लगता है कि नहीं मुझ में ये कमज़ोरी है, वो कमज़ोरी है, मुझसे होगा कि नहीं होगा, आप आज खुद विश्वास करें इस बात को कि हाँ आपसे होगा. Unless you think like that, it becomes really challenging. So that's it from my side, friends. Thank you very much.